presented by eBix Cash. हर खुशी के लिए काफी है. Co-presented by CoinDCX, your gateway to crypto.
Hello and welcome. You're with us here on Business Today. I'm Abha Bakaya. Here are the day's top stories. Big relief for airlines. The centre has decided to remove airfare caps from 31st August. The decision comes amid a sharp surge in the prices of air turbine fuel. Dalal Street ends flat after another volatile session amid weak global cues. Metals shine, IT stocks drag. Rupee rises 15 paise to close at 79.48 against the US dollar. US inflation at 8.5% in July, lower than expectations, largely due to a drop in gasoline prices. The torrid pace of inflation slowed in July for the first time in months, but still close to multi-decade high. Billionaire Gautam Adani is the new entrant to the Z category club after the Home Ministry approved an armed commando squad following threat perception to the business tycoon. Before this, Reliance Industries chairman Mukesh Ambani and his wife got Z security. Prices of air tickets may soar, with the government doing away with fare bans for domestic flights from the 31st of August. According to the aviation minister, the decision was taken after analysis of daily demand and prices of air turbine fuel. Karishma joins us with more on this. Karishma, it looks like it's going to be more expensive now to book for consumers.
Well, absolutely right. A big decision that's been taken by Civil Aviation Ministry in order to remove the cap on airfares that they had said during the onset of pandemic. This was done in order to avoid any kind of major surge or downfall in the prices of airfares because of the demand and supply. But now this means that market is back in regulating the fares of the airlines and the air routes, and this will make the competition more fierce because there are new entrants. There's Akasa in the air, Jet is coming, Spice Jet, Maharaja, and of course Vistara, which are high in demand with the consumer choosing to travel.
Thank you for that, Karishma. Now, the golden visa enticing so many Indians with the Dubai dream may not be so golden after all. The scheme promises a life of luxury in the United Arab Emirates, far from the rules and tax laws of India. But as Business Today's Sharmila Bhaumik found out, if you have the crores to spend overseas, there are better options for you.
Shah Rukh Khan, Sanjay Dutt, Ranveer Singh, Sonu Sood, Sania Mirza, Moni Roy. Guess what these Hindi film personalities have in common? They have all invested in property in Dubai, invested enough to be eligible for a so-called golden visa, a document which allows the holder to live, study or work in the Emirates for 10 years. The golden visa, which is issued to you if you invest $550,000 US or more in the UAE, it could be in a business or property, exempts you from the need to have a local sponsor, allows you to have your family with you, and also lets you keep an unlimited number of servants. With iconic landmarks like the Burj Khalifa, Palm Jebel Ali, Palm Jumeirah, and Earth-shaped island, Dubai has become a magnet for investors looking for the good life. Not only is the desert nation a financial hub, it's also a transit hub and has fairly liberal tax rules.
It's a short flight away from India. It's the east, and nowadays, they've improved the golden visa norms, and because of that, it's much easier to be able to stay there, get a residency in Dubai. Dubai has really been in the forefront in managing the pandemic extremely well. And a lot of investment has gone to make it a safe and comfortable place for people to come and stay.
The golden visa and the accompanying easing of rules in the UAE have had the first 7 months of 2021 witness foreign investment of 72 billion dirhams, about 1.5 trillion Indian rupees, in property in Dubai. This year, 130 billion dirhams have been invested. translating to about 2.8 trillion Indian rupees. There are, however, some important things investors need to remember. Experts warn those expecting the UAE to grant them citizenship against their investment.
Now, in other countries, once you stay for a definite number of years, you become eligible to apply for citizenship, which, by the way, never is going to be the case when you apply for Emirates residency in this particular route that they have opened up. So people often get confused that they're getting permanent residence. They are not getting permanent residence. They're getting a residence permit for 10 years. So that difference is very important to understand.
While restrictions on citizenship may make UAE a no-go for many, there are several other countries offering passport on-sale services at a fraction of the price Dubai is offering its golden visa. While many are offering citizenship and a passport from day one, European nations normally have a cool-off period ranging from 5 to 10 years. Caribbean nations are one of the most popular destinations. St. Kitts offers a passport for $150,000. Dominica's citizenship is on offer for $100,000, and Tigua's passport is also available for a similar amount, while Grenada's citizenship is on sale for $150,000. The biggest attraction of a Caribbean country passport is its acceptance across the world. Holders can travel visa-free or enjoy visa-on-arrival facilities in more than 160 countries.
Majority of businessmen, entrepreneurs, HNIs who are taking residency through this golden visas route, they are taking it more as an alternate residency to facilitate their visa free travels, number one, and number two, to really speaking, expand their global business operations.
European countries also have liberal citizenship by investment offers for high net worth individuals looking for a foreign address. The most popular is Portugal. Portugal offers permanent residency for as low as €280,000. One can apply for a citizenship after 5 years. Spain offers its passport after 10 years and €500,000 in investment. Greece is probably the cheapest at €250,000. Malta's residency is on sale for €690,000, while Germany goes for a lower €360,000. Ireland is probably the most expensive at €1 million.
It could depend on where the children are studying. Are they looking for a better business environment, better infrastructure, health facilities, things that we've seen, the post-pandemic, which have become very important for families, and of course, better tax regimes.
Even the US offers an instant green card and residency under the EB-5 visa scheme. The only requirement is to invest $900,000 in the US and create 10 jobs. Experts say that investing in property overseas may not actually be a bad idea, though the reasons could vary, from an HNI looking to move overseas to someone in need of a holiday home, or even for pure investment purposes. Increasing interest rates has made this the right time to invest abroad.
The USD has increased to the rupee from the beginning of this year by over 7%. So forget even the property price going up. It's just in the currency fluctuations, whoever's invested already, because when you invest in Dubai, you invest in a dollar-denominated asset. And in terms of pricing, a lot of people invest for rental yields that they may get because you get higher rental yields. If you were to invest in Dubai, your yields in the top 10 locations could vary anywhere between 4 to 6%, which is almost double of what you're getting as an investment.
In 2021, around 160,000 Indians gave up their citizenship for greener pastures abroad. Most have taken the investment route, plowing their money into properties in countries with citizenship by investment policies. However, property overseas is also becoming a favorite investment channel for HNIs still living in India but looking to diversify their portfolios.
The premium coffee business in India is set to get more competitive with Canadian coffee chain Tim Hortons.
Tim Hortons opens its first ever store in Delhi tomorrow. The company is planning to open 250 stores in the next 5 years. But what will the company offer for the palate of its Indian consumers? My colleague Sakshi Batra caught up with Naveen Gurnani, the India CEO of Tim Hortons.
How excited are you now finally that the India foray is happening? And what's the vision that you have for India as you enter this great Indian market?
Well, I'm looking at my own picture here, and I can see that I'm grinning from ear to ear. That's how excited I am. We've been working hard at this for almost a year, and we're very, very excited. And who wouldn't be? You know, India is a wonderful, wonderful opportunity, and the coffee landscape has been growing and growing and growing. Yeah. And I'm not going to throw numbers at you. You know the numbers better than I do. But we are here and obviously to claim our own fair share of the market. And our vision is to build several hundred stores over the next decade. In the short run, my commitment to the board is that we will build 120 stores in 3 years. So we are on our way. We've got several sites signed up, 2 opening tomorrow, and very, very, very excited. Yes.
Okay, but why India? And, what's the thought behind entering the India market, which already has so many players, competing, not just international, but Indian and new age, companies launching their coffee businesses in India. And, why this timing of entry into India?
Because the Indian consumer is hungry and thirsty for global aspirational type of experiences, right? And honestly, you'll see more coming. Okay. Right? Because there's a deep demand and deep desire for Indians are looking for new experiences. Indians are looking for global and aspirational type of experience, good tasting coffee, great tasting food, and that's what we provide.
And you did talk a little about the expansion plans that you have. Tell us about your first stores. Where are they getting launched, and where do we see the launch expand from here on? The geographies, locations that you may be looking at.
So the first 2 are actually launching in Delhi NCR. One at Select City Walk Mall, the other at Cyber Hub, both on Thursday. Followed by a couple more in Delhi itself. We'll be soon in Green Park, in Punjabi Bagh, at the Vegas Mall. And then Punjab is not too far behind. We're actually in conversation with several sites. The Punjabi community, and I suspect you're one, there's a law that you have to have a relative in Canada, right? There's a law, you know that, right?
Absolutely. And I was going to ask you, why not Punjab first and why Delhi first then?
Well, we almost did that. But Delhi NCR is the capital region, and we wanted to be here first. But very soon, in September, we will be opening stores in Punjab, in Chandigarh. We're looking at sites in Ludhiana, in Jalandhar. So yes, the plan is to begin in the north. Right? In the first 9 to 10 months, we'll build about 20 stores in the north, and then we'll quickly go to the west, which is where I live, in Bombay and Pune and Gujarat. There is so much in India to explore and build in. Right? The opportunity is immense, indeed, and that's why, to answer your earlier question also, once again, India is a huge opportunity, and when you do things well, you are well rewarded.
Share with us more about the menu. What can Indians really expect at Tim Hortons, apart from what's already loved in Canada and in various other locations abroad? Do you also have an India-specific menu as well planned?
So I'll tell you, the French vanilla has blown me away with its popularity. I mean, I was talking to a celebrity friend of mine. I won't name him. Because every time I go to Canada, my promoter's job number 1 is to bring me French vanilla at the airport, right? And so even on other social media, people are talking about it. The donuts are incredibly popular, and we actually have the original Canadian Timbits and donuts in the India stores as well. The ice cap is another very, very popular frozen beverage, and especially the Java chip ice cap is very popular in the food area, right? And this is typical. I've seen this with other brands as well. People want a global beverage experience, right? And then when it comes to food, they want global sounding packaged, but give me something for my palate that feels familiar to me, right? So we've got interesting. We've got cheese melts that are to die for.
Okay.
There's beautiful chole kulcha melt that I think is going to be widely popular. So we've got a good mix. We've got cafe-style food. We've got bite-sized food, but we also have a more substantial offering. So, for example, there's an item on the menu, ravioli in makhani sauce.
Okay.
Every time I come to Delhi, I live in Bombay. Every time I come to Delhi, I eat that. Right. So there's a lot of things that people will find very, very interesting.
And as we mark India's 75th year of independence, here's a slice of our automotive history. The small car that brought about a big revolution, the Maruti 800. Business Today TV's associate editor Chetan Bhutani got exclusive access to the first ever car manufactured by Maruti and spoke with Shashank Srivastava, Senior Executive Director at the company.
Well, as India achieves its 75th year of independence, India has seen a lot of ups and downs with respect to jobs, money, economy and other things. Today we are here at a company which has transformed India's auto sector, like to say so, in a way that it literally got Indians on the road driving vehicles. And first of all, the company's name is called Maruti Suzuki. Yes, and right now I'm with a car here, which was the first car rolled out of Maruti Suzuki's stable from its plant in Gurgaon, and I'm joined by the Senior Executive Director, Sales and Marketing, Mr. Shashank Srivastava. Thank you, Shashank-san, for speaking to us on Business Today TV, and congratulations.
Thank you very much.
We, of course, have the first car here. So tell us about this vehicle, sir. How did you first of all procure it? Where did you find the buyer? And were you in regular touch with Mr. Harbal Singh, who unfortunately passed away? How was it, sir? Tell us the journey.
Yeah, so this car that you see right here is the first car which was delivered to, as you rightly pointed out, to a customer in Delhi. He is not far from here in Green Park. His residence was, and he was given this vehicle. The keys were handed over by the then Prime Minister, Mrs. Indira Gandhi. So it was a really big occasion, and Maruti started its journey with this car, and this car became iconic within a few days of its launch, because it brought in entirely new technology. It was known for fuel efficiency. It was known for its maneuverability. So people simply loved it. And there was a long waiting to this car. This car was a bestseller for as long as it was on the Indian roads.
Right. Now you're talking about, now we're talking about India at 75 years.
Yes.
Maruti has been there for a substantial amount of time.
Yeah.
You're also achieving a milestone, but this milestone, the company has achieved it. So I want to know, how are your feelings right now? Because as a brand yourself, you've been also associated with the company for a very long time. So tell us about the Maruti 800 that started and eventually the journey of other Maruti cars.
Yeah, so as I said, it is an iconic brand, and it sort of launched Maruti Suzuki in the country. And what a launch it was, because we became the market leaders right from the first year of operation. So that was, I think, a fantastic achievement. We still continue to be market leader, and as you said, 40 years have passed since that day. And the first sense which comes to me as an employee, I have been associated with this company for more than 30 years, is that of pride, because it is that car which put India on the road of motorization. A lot of common Indians also could aspire to drive a car, and that was simply a different change of psychology that we saw as far as mobility was concerned for India. And we are, of course, extremely proud to be part of that mobility revolution.
Talking about this car, how much was this sold for at that time, and how much was the waiting? I'm told before this conversation also that people were ready to in fact pay more to the company so that they could get an early delivery Because there was a different system of lot. Can you explain that also?
Yeah, so actually this car, the first price as far as I recall was about 47,500 rupees. So that was the starting price, and of course later on the prices went up in response to the different increases in taxes or increase in specs, increase in the cost, etc. But it started off with 47,500, and you are right, there was a big waiting. The system was that you have to make a booking for this car and you get into an allotment list. You were given an allotment card and you could sell this card in the market for people who wanted to purchase the car but who had unfortunately not booked the vehicle when the bookings were open. So that card, you are right, went for a premium, as they used to call it in that time, and that was primarily because it was a very long waiting period.
Let's take a very quick break. On that note, we'll be back with more on the other side. Welcome back. Markets ended a choppy day of trade on a flat note today. Market participants remained on the sidelines ahead of US inflation data. Sensex settling in the red, down about 36 points. Nifty closing just a meager 10 points higher at 17,534. Metal stocks rose higher following strong Hindalco earnings. In fact, Hindalco was the top Nifty gainer today. Apollo Hospitals and Coal India rallied ahead of their earnings, and UPL, Tata Steel, some of the other gainers today. On the downside, Bajaj Finance down about 2.5%, ONGC, HCL Tech, Adani Ports and Asian Paints were the other laggards in trade today. It's that time of year again. Samsung's premium flagship event is here, and there's a bunch of announcements and mega launches to be watched out for. The fold and flip devices, wearable tech and a lot more. Our tech editor Ayush Alabadi is at the event in Bengaluru. Here's a Tech Today exclusive.
Well, it seems to be raining foldables here on Tech Today. We have an exclusive first look for you of the Z Fold 4 and the Z Flip 4 here at Samsung Galaxy Unpacked in Bengaluru. Now, I'll tell you a little bit more about these two devices, which genuinely want you to flip and fold. But there's also a new entry, which is the Galaxy Watch 5 Pro. If you're into the rugged outdoors, this one is something we will be testing exclusively and extensively on Tech Today. But keeping this aside, the Fold 4 is a device we've been waiting for nearly a year. And the thing that we wanted, the number one thing on our wish list has changed, a flagship camera on this device. You also have better multitasking capabilities, and I think overall it was almost impossible to make a better device than the previous one, and they seem to have done that with this device. So we'll be getting you an exclusive review. It looks great, interesting color. The camera sensors seem to have gotten bigger, better multitasking capabilities, like I said, and then you have the Z Flip 4. Now, the complaint with this originally was that there's a fantastic screen, it looks good, they were already water resistant, so what can you do better over here? Well, they seem to have outdone themselves here at Samsung, because now, on this device, you can use this external display for a lot more things, even portrait mode photography. Both devices have better night modes when it comes to their camera specs, but we will get you an exclusive in-depth review on the show, so stay tuned to Tech Today for more.
Elon Musk's Tesla seems to be in trouble as it fails yet another car safety test. An advocacy group has called on the car maker to ban its full self-driving technology as it allegedly failed to notice a child-sized object in its path. Dan O'Dowd, CEO and founder of the Dawn Project, tweeted, "Their new safety test of Elon Musk's full self-driving Teslas discovered that they will indiscriminately mow down children." The Dawn Project launches a nationwide TV ad campaign demanding the NHTCA's full ban on full self-driving until Elon Musk proves that it won't mow down children. That's all we have time for on the show tonight. Thanks so much for watching.